Let me request Dr. Sahib, would you prefer to speak while seated? First, I'd like to give Mufti Sahib some good news. My knowledge of science is quite limited, so you don't need to worry. Let me request Dr. Sahib, would you like to speak while seated or otherwise? First, I'd like to give Mufti Sahib some good news. My knowledge of science is quite limited, so you don't need to worry about that. But I do have some common sense. Look, the concept of God is not a new concept. No, this has existed for ages. Some religions are 3,000 or 4,000 years old, but humans have existed for about 10 or 12,000 years as Homo sapiens. There has always been some form of religion. These religions were not for the ignorant. They belonged to societies like ancient Greece, where great philosophers were born. These religions were of the Egyptians. They were the ones who built the pyramids. These were the Romans, whose architecture and senate, meaning the very foundation of democracy, though limited but still democracy, were established by them. So, their Jupiter, Ra, Zeus, they had as much faith in them as any religious person today has in their own God, before the arrival of Christianity in Europe. There was a religion in Germany, a religion with its own God, who had a wife, 2 sons, and a daughter. When Christianity came to Europe, that God, his wife, and the entire family disappeared. So if we look at history, gods are mostly mortal. They do not last forever. And those who believed in them, you can say, oh, they were ignorant, they didn't know anything. That's not true. They were very capable people in their time, and they accomplished great things. They were philosophers, they were scientists, but where did their religion go? Where did their gods go? Today, the gods that people believe in around the world, how do you know what will happen to them? Ancient people were capable of achieving great things. Their religions and gods vanished. Today's beliefs may also fade, as seen in Europe's empty churches. Things change. As far as religions are genuinely concerned, every single religion invariably asks one fundamental thing from you: unwavering faith. Now, what exactly is this profound faith? It would indeed be extraordinarily foolish and utterly misguided for someone to confidently say, if there truly is a divine God, then please unequivocally show him to me right now. That would undeniably be an incredibly ignorant and rather naive thing to assert or even contemplate saying. I haven't seen the North Pole, but I believe that the North Pole exists. Why do I believe it? Because if this world is round, then it must have a top. Some people have even gone there. Common sense says it would be so. There's evidence, witnesses, and reason. So this isn't my faith. So what's the difference between faith and belief? What religion asks of you? Every religion asks for faith. Faith itself means that there are no witnesses, no evidence, no rationale, no logic, and no proof. But you must accept one thing, that is faith. Otherwise, it would be belief. If there were any evidence or witnesses, you'd call it belief. Like my belief that the North Pole exists. It's not my faith. Faith rejects all these conditions. So then, what exactly is stupidity? If I were to accept something that truly has absolutely no logical basis, no rational explanation, no concrete proof whatsoever, and no credible witnesses at all, and no evidence. And if I accept it, that's stupidity. For instance, if tomorrow I believe that Elon Musk is my brother, I'd be extremely happy and find great peace. But if someone asks, why do you believe it? What's the proof? He's American, you're Indian, the race is different, you've never met. Sir, look, it's my faith. Don't talk about this. Faith itself means that you cannot prove it. If you could prove it, then there would be no need for faith. Then you talk about it no matter how much you argue. Ultimately, every religion in the world is based on faith. And faith means a belief for which there is no evidence, no witness, and no rationale. Now, you might genuinely ask yourself, why exactly am I saying this particular statement? Who truly created this entire vast universe? The truly amazing and quite remarkable thing is that you yourself said you went to a remote island and saw a perfectly spherical ball. You didn't ask who made the island, you were only surprised by the ball. We weren't surprised by the island. Islands just exist. Similarly, these are islands, these stars, these galaxies, they're all islands in space. We take them for granted, we don't ask who made them. You didn't ask about the island either, it just is. How exactly was I born into this world? Was my arrival meticulously planned and anticipated? Was I truly destined to be born? Or was it simply a fortunate and serendipitous sperm that successfully stuck to an awaiting egg? My birth is random. And justice, as you call it, has nothing to do with nature. When you say that one day there will be justice, this is a human concept. There is no justice in nature. If a lion eats a deer, it doesn't get punished. If a storm comes and uproots lush green trees, there is no jail for the storm. There is no justice in nature, and that's why nature doesn't need justice either. Now look at nature. Whatever food I ate, it didn't punish me for it. So it doesn't get punished, and that's just how it goes on. Nature is without justice. Is justice a human concept? So, when someone tells you, I will give you justice, that's a human illusion. It's not natural. It's not something from the heavens. Justice is something humans have created together. Now, if you drive on the left, what is this? All these rules, all this decency in driving, otherwise what will happen? They'll hit you, you'll have an accident, or someone might kill you, or there will be a traffic jam. Lies, dishonesty, bribery, none of that matters when it comes to driving on the wrong side. These are just things we've created, just like we've made left side driving. This concept of justice is ours. It has no real foundation. The lion eats the deer, and the deer ends up in jail. There really is absolutely nothing substantial to it at all. So when the various religions of the world truly promise you ultimate justice, it becomes abundantly clear that all of this is fundamentally borrowed from somewhere else entirely. No, it's just nature. Some people are simply made that way. So in nature, there is no justice anywhere. And yet you promise that I will get justice after I die. If I do get it, I'll be very happy, but I can't believe it because I can't create faith within myself. The very undeniable fact that reason inherently demands a certain degree of unwavering faith means that they do not have inherent or independent justification. That was good. If religion is in moderation, maybe it does cultivate some good qualities in you. See, the benefit of that is alcohol, for example, is used in most medicines. And a survey was conducted in America. This is about the longevity of people. So on one side, there were people who didn't drink alcohol at all, and on the other, there were those who drank a whole bottle every day. The people who lived the longest were those who measured out 2 pegs of alcohol and had it with their meals. But we consider alcohol to be bad. I also think it's bad. Why? That's not really the case. Some things have a tendency to become a habit and escalate. To this day, I've never seen a person who drinks milk like that. Even if you meet them after 10 years, they'll still be drinking just 1 glass. It's not like someone keeps drinking milk all day long. I've never seen a milkaholic, but there are alcoholics. This is the tendency of addiction. It keeps increasing. Just like cancer grows, just like alcohol consumption increases. There are some people who use it properly. I'm sure our Mufti Sahab is one of them. I was very happy to meet him. But how many people are there like that? When we look at the world today and see all the destruction, how much of it is caused by those very people who are believers? They say, religion doesn't teach this. Maybe it doesn't. But when these people consume religion, they behave like this. A little bit of it might actually be a good thing. But alcohol never stays just a little. It already has that tendency. If there are just 2 or 3 cancer cells in the body, a person will die from it. But those 2 or 3 cells don't stay that way. They multiply. Javed Sahab, time is up. Time's up. So that's the end of the discussion. Well, I didn't really have anything else to say anyway.
All right, I'm now inviting Mufti Sahab for the first round of rebuttal. Your rebuttal, round 1. You have 7 minutes.
Thank you very much, Javed Sahab. We really enjoyed listening to what you had to say. Mahyos, do you understand? They enjoyed. Okay. Now let's look at it a bit logically.
Actually, yesterday we requested both Mufti Sahab and Javed Sahab to use simple, common Hindi so that everyone can understand. And wherever you use a difficult word, please explain it as you go along.
Thank you. So first of all, our respected Javed Sahab mentioned that God is mortal. So many religions have come and gone. Some considered Jupiter as God, others considered someone else as God. I say whoever considered a contingent thing as God considered it wrongly. That is not God, that is not God at all. We are here to prove the necessary being. That necessary cause which is eternal, which is both everlasting and without beginning. We are not here to prove anyone else. Secondly, he said faith and belief. This is a definition of faith that he has presented for the first time. Or pardon me, he has not presented it for the first time. Richard Dawkins was the first to present it. I know where this source is from. Epistemologically, you can't distinguish between faith and belief in this way. Sir, faith can be right or wrong, and belief can also be right or wrong. The faith that is backed by logic, reason, and evidence will be the correct faith. And the kind of faith you're talking about, which is illogical and has nothing behind it, then we are on the same page. We do not accept that kind of faith. The kind of faith that has no logic or evidence behind it, we do not accept it. We only believe in the kind of faith that has logic and evidence behind it. Beliefs can be right or wrong, and faith can also be right or wrong. So today we're not discussing the difference between faith and belief. Today, whether you accept faith or belief, today the discussion will be about what the truth is. Whether true belief is correct or true faith is correct, and what false faith and false belief are, that's what we're talking about. The second thing he asked was, what is stupidity then? If faith or religion is not stupidity, then what is it, since faith is being demanded? So what is stupidity? I say stupidity is atheism. The reason is that you are walking on a road and you go into a garden and see. There written among the flowers is, I love Javed. Office I redo, I love you sir. So, when you arrive there, upon reaching there, now tell me, would you say, wow, what natural selection? Is this natural selection? No, this is precisely designed. There is a designer behind it. Therefore, if someone does not accept such a matter of common sense, that the universe is functioning so precisely, we say, I believe there is nothing more stable than this. This is a rational thing. Then our teacher said, you focused on the ball, not on the island. But I am giving the example of the ball precisely to explain who made the island. And the ball is also contingent, the island is also contingent. Both require a necessary being. Further, he said that there is no justice in nature. We decide what morality is, what justice is. We are the ones who decide. Like the traffic officer in the driving seat. No, God has said this. This is it. This is called the false equivalence. This is a logical fallacy. The example you gave about driving and traffic, that is subjective morality. You cannot use an example of subjective morality to impose it on objective morality. Justice is objective morality. If you say that there is no justice in nature, then the absence of justice, that is what is natural. Then let nature be nature. Why are we striving so much to bring justice into the world? This is logical. This is rational. That's why there are many things that are objectively evil or good, and there are many things that are subjective. What is subjectively moral or immoral, we decide through social consensus or personal preference. But objective morality, which includes justice, as he repeatedly emphasized, is objective, not subjective. If you say it is subjective, then my question to you is, if through social consensus oppression is declared to be right, will you justify oppression? The second thing he said was that if you drink 2 pegs of alcohol, it doesn't stop there. It increases. The same applies to religion. If you drink 2 pegs and it increases, this is an example you can fit anywhere, even when you try to apply it to atheism. When you take 2 pegs of atheism, it will keep increasing until it turns into North Korea. Thank you.